everyone, I'm Madison Wheatley and I'd like to welcome you all to my AuthorTube channel. I'm super excited to begin my adventure on YouTube, but honestly I've always struggled a little bit with introductions. I think it might be easier for me to write the first draft of a whole book than it is to write a 4 to 5 sentence author bio. But fortunately, fellow AuthorTuber Jenna Streety has created the AuthorTube Newbie tag, a list of 13 questions for newbies like myself to answer. So today we're going to go through them together. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I think that's because I'm a visual learner. I kind of gravitate toward video when I'm trying to learn how to do new things. The first AuthorTuber I followed is Jenna. From there I discovered other writing related channels like Terrible Writing Advice, Alexa Dunn, Hello Future Me, and several others. There's an excellent creative community on YouTube and I'm excited to be part of it. My first published novel, Ambrosia, is a paranormal thriller. I write in a number of different genres though, specifically urban fantasy, horror, and some realistic fiction. I wrote a lot of poetry in college, and I still write poetry from time to time. I tend to gravitate toward first-person past or present points of view. I think this is because I'm a highly character-driven author, and first-person writing helps me to get into the character's head. As for categories, I write young adult, new adult, and adult fiction. I'm still learning my writing style, but I'd have to say that I'm a plantser. I don't do strict outlines. I don't like them. But I have to have something in order to get started. When I wrote Ambrosia, I just knocked out the first draft without a whole lot of planning, without really knowing where the story was going to end up. And once I had gotten to the end, that's when I kind of built an outline around the story, if that makes any sense. I already knew where the story was going to end up. I just needed a more structured way to get there, and I needed to fill in some of the gaps. For the story that I'm working on now, there's a lot more planning involved, but it's still not a detailed outline. I like to discover the story along the way. I'm published by a small press called Authors for Authors Publishing. They're fairly new, but they're doing great stuff so far. They've published several books, primarily fantasy, romance, and of course, paranormal thrillers, like this one. It's a company that operates under a kind of best of both worlds approach to publishing. They are a traditional publishing company in the sense that you need to apply, go through the querying process, although not through an agent. They professionally edit your book, they promote it, but they also want you to be part of the process. They're very supportive people, and I highly recommend them. You can expect a little bit of everything: vlogs, how-to guides, opinions, reviews, interviews. I actually have an interview lined up with another author, so I'm excited about that. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about, feel free to put a comment down below and I'll try to do a video about it. I think I was 8 or 9 when I decided that I wanted to become a writer. My parents had co-written this children's mystery tie-in book for the TV show Doug, and I was just so fascinated seeing my parents' names on the cover of a book, and it made me realize I could do the same thing, and I just thought that was so cool and exciting. I can't remember how old I was when I wrote this story, but I vividly remember the details. It was about a female superhero named Supergirl. No, not that Supergirl. I had no idea who she was. I thought it was very original coming up with this name. Anyway, Supergirl rescues this random girl who had been captured by a generic villain and placed in a water tower for reasons. Why a water tower? I have no idea. I mean, I lived in Arkansas and there were a lot of water towers in the area, so I don't know, I guess young me was fascinated at the idea of someone being stuck inside one of those. I don't know. I gather inspiration from a variety of sources, from mythology to film to current events. As far as specific authors are concerned, some names that come to mind are Stephen King, Tomi Adeyemi, Gillian Flynn, Neil Gaiman, and many others. I don't necessarily try to write like these authors, but looking at my own writing and the stories that I try to tell, I can see elements of these authors and how they've influenced me as a writer. Well, before social distancing became necessary, I just kind of wrote whenever I had the time. I'm a high school English teacher, and sometimes grading, lesson planning, and other responsibilities make it hard for me to prioritize my writing. Now that I'm working from home, my writing sessions are still largely unplanned, but I can do more of them. When it comes to brainstorming and writing the really rough drafts, I tend to handwrite them. I have a journal that I keep with me at all times. Sometimes I use my phone too. I have a lot of notes on my iPhone that are just snippets and story ideas and whatnot. When I'm really to get down to business though, I break up my laptop and I use Google Docs to type. When it comes to location, I tend to be a total stereotype and go to a local coffee shop. I can't help myself. But in light of certain events, that's been impossible. So whenever the weather's nice, I'll go onto the balcony and write. I'll write at the kitchen table, in the living room, just wherever I can find space and quiet. In a very small apartment. One thing I'm looking forward to is seeing how I grow and mature as a person. If you don't know me personally, then you probably don't realize that I'm a little out of my comfort zone right now. As excited as I am about this YouTube channel, this whole endeavor is kind of scary and weird. Hoping that I can become a more confident person as a result of uploading these videos. I'm also looking forward to meeting new people and learning from other AuthorTubers. As I've said before, YouTube has a great creative community, and I think that I can grow as a writer and a person as a result of interacting with you all. In these days of fear and isolation, the internet can be a powerful tool to bring people together, and to me that's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad to be part of it. Guys, thanks so much for watching my first YouTube video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like it and subscribe for more, hopefully, great content. If you want to learn more about my debut novel, Ambrosia, click the link below. Until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next week.